Hello everyone, my name is Arco and welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be making my first ever top 10 figures list. And what a better way to start it off with the top 10 SH Figuarts of 2024. Now, there are a couple of things that I want to get through across right before the video starts or the whole list starts. So if you want to skip to the list, go right to this number down in the video where you see it. I don't know where I'm going to put it. But just as a disclaimer, I don't own every single figure. Every single figure in this list are figures that I've reviewed and owned at my own leisure. I've paid money for them and all that kind of stuff. So nothing has been sponsored whatsoever. So any sponsor, nothing. I don't get sponsors. That's all I'm going to say. I also, again, I don't own every single figure. So if I'm missing a very crucial figure that you think should go in the top 10 list, then let me know. And I might take a look at it in the future. Who knows? I don't own any of the Naruto figures. I don't own any of the Bleach figures. I don't own any of the Kamen Rider figures. I have one Toku Sentai figure. I don't own any of the Ultraman figures, so there's a lot that I'm omitting from this list, and I also don't own every single One Piece figure as well. But yeah, the last disclaimer that I'm going to be making is that this list will consist of figures that were released from December 15th of 2023 all the way to December 15th of 2024. Now, why am I doing that? And why is it not the full year of 2024? Well, because I get things shipped out, and a lot of times figures that release at the very end of the year, I won't get until 2025. So wait until 2025 to make that list for that year specifically. So that is the disclaimer that I'm making, and I also did this because I really wanted to include one specific figure in this top 10 list. So without further ado, let's get right into some honorable mentions. Alright, so starting us off with our first honorable mentions, we have Metal Cooler. Now this guy, while being expensive as hell in a lot of websites, I think he actually is a very good figure. Overall, he has really solid articulation, a lot of decent accessories, but the pricing is what really made him not be in the top 10. And he has a really good color scheme as well. I think the metallic chrome works beautifully for a figure like him, especially since he is supposed to be chrome and chromatic and all that kind of stuff. So here we have our first honorable mention, Metal Cooler. Our second honorable mention, we have Son Gohan in his Super Saiyan form from the Cell games. So there's a reason why I did not include this guy in the top 10 list, and it's because there's a lot of QC issues with him going around. There's been no reissue on Insight or on site anytime soon, so those QC issues are really something that are just kind of holding me back of putting this guy in the top 10, which is something that I really wanted to sort of not do because people experience a lot of issues with him. So that is why he's part of the honorable mentions, because he has good accessories and a good amount of articulation. Really solid, very good. Really like this guy. As the last honorable mention of this video, I have Full Power Frieza. Now, there's a reason why this guy is nearly in the top 10, but there also is a reason as to why he is not. So this guy is a really good figure, very well articulated, but he does have a lot of flaws with gaps and everything like that throughout the body, mainly the torso or the abdomen and also the neck. So there's a lot of reasons why, some reasons why he is not in the top 10, but he is beautifully sculpted, very size accurate from my own knowledge. And also he has an amazing paint job that is seen throughout the entire body besides the head, but he looks absolutely wonderful, and this is why he made it into the honorable mentions for this part of the video. Alright, so starting off with the top 10, at number 10, we have Luffy Romance Dawn. Now, this Luffy is actually a very good improvement from the previous Reito no Shigama Luffy that released last year. So I'm very excited that they did a lot, not a lot, but they made some fixes to some of his articulation, and he is overall just a better figure than the Reito no Shigama. So there is that. I think this guy is excellent, so he made it into the top 10 list. And for $35, he comes with a decent amount of accessories, and he just has a really good aesthetic overall. And it seems that they're completing the Romance Dawn lineup, so this is one to definitely have in your collection if you are a fan of One Piece. Up at number 9, we have the one and only, the red and blue suit, or new red and blue suit Spider-Man from Spider-Man No Way Home that released in 2021. But this guy released earlier this year, I think in January, so he was a Premium Bandai exclusive, unfortunately, so he is quite expensive as of right now. But this guy does have some really decent articulation, very good accessories, and overall, he's one of the best Spider-Man out there, especially with the classic look that he has with his outfit. Is there a couple of issues with him? Absolutely, every figure has its own issues, but I think this guy, you can really overlook the issues with this guy with the amount of accessories that he has and the range of articulation, so which is why I put him in my top 10 list, and he right now is number 9. The only downside is that he is really expensive right now, so yeah, moving on to number 8. At number 8, we have our one and only female figure of the lineup, with it being 2B from Nier Automata, specifically the anime version. So this figure really made me fall in love with the anime itself. So it's a perfect figure for what they were able to do with the articulation and everything. She has really good articulation in my own opinion, and the accessories that she comes with, absolutely magnificent. Now, again, a lot of these figures are very expensive. This figure specifically is like $88, which is a very high price, but if you get her through a import site, then she's going to be much cheaper down the line, which is not a bad thing realistically. So yeah, that's why I put her in at number 8 right here on this list, and because she also has a fat ass. Up at number 7, we have the one and only Mecha Frieza that got his ass destroyed by the drink. So this guy is actually a very good figure, and he actually really surprised me back when I reviewed him, and I just kept falling in love with him every single time that I post him out and everything. I swapped him out with his parts and all that kind of stuff. He really is a figure that a lot of collectors should have in their Dragon Ball Z display, especially if you have the boy from the future, Super Saiyan Trunks. So this is a really good sculpted Frieza, and I honestly am happy that we kind of have a basis to follow along with a final form Frieza that they could definitely release later down the line with these same proportions. His head might be a little bit too big, but at the same time, I have no issue with that. So, coming in number 7, Mecha Frieza. Continuing with the Dragon Ball trend, we have Daima Goku Mini at number 6. This guy is a very fantastic figure, especially for its price point, $35. He has amazing articulation for such a tiny body, and he has a lot of decent accessories, especially with the power pole. And it seems that they're going to be continuing to release a lot of different accessories for this character as well. So if you are a Daima fan, then this is the figure to get. He has like almost no issues whatsoever, and I'm happy about that. This guy, they made such a good job with this figure, and I'm glad that they did, because Daima really needed it, and the figures and the merchandise is so far so good. Would you look at that? At number 5, we have GT Kid Goku. This guy is pretty much the exact same as the Daima Goku, but he was released earlier. He is pretty much size accurate. You can see that the tail that he comes with from Trunks is right there. Don't mind that. But at the same time, this guy has amazing articulation, really good accessories, and is the main base of GT that they're going to keep adding on to accessories for some reason. So yeah, this is again another additional staple for GT fans in general, and also Dragon Ball fans as well. And this guy comes with a Kamehameha effect for tiny figures, so you can definitely use this for your Daima figures, or even when they release a Goten or Trunks in the future, you can definitely use that, or use this effect for those characters. So yeah, GT Goku coming in at number 5. Coming in at number 4, we have the one and only Kaiju number 9. Now, this guy, while he does have its issues with standing sometimes on like moving platforms like the one that I have right now, he really has a lot of potential in terms of the actual posability and just sustainability of the figure. He has a lot of accessories that he comes with. You can see his extra arms being behind them and all that kind of stuff. So again, the only real big issue is that sometimes he can be a little bit hard to pose, but once you get those perfect poses for that photography and all that kind of stuff, then he is going to look wonderful. He is a pretty decent price. He comes with a lot of accessories. He is a very lengthy, big, tall character. So I think it's very well worth it, especially if you are a fan of the newer anime Kaiju number 8. Then this guy should go straight into your collection alongside Kaiju number 8. But he didn't make it this time around. But he is a good figure, so go get him too as well while you're getting this guy. So have at it. So yeah, Kaiju number 9 coming in at number 4. Alright, so coming in at top 3, we have the one and only Aoi Todo, my brother. So this guy, I'm sorry, there's one exact reason as to why I wanted to make it from December 15th, 2023 to December 15th, 2024, and it's because of this guy. This guy, oh my god, he has such amazing articulation. I gush over him every single time I try to post him. He is such a good freaking figure. My god, they were able to do such a good job with his articulation, his accessories, everything. He can stand on one foot a lot of times, and that's without much struggle with this figure. If you have a good set of tight joints with this figure, you are completely golden with him. So very, very happy with this figure. Coming in at top 3, but you might be wondering, if I love him so much, why is he not top 1 or number 1 or number 2? There's a reason, and you'll see why. Coming in as the second to first contender, we have the number 2 figure of the year, in my opinion, for SH Figuarts, Yusuke from Yu Yu Hakusho. Now this guy, I just did the review for him not too long ago, and you guys probably just saw this video earlier this week or even earlier today. Who knows when I uploaded that? So this guy is an amazing figure, such amazing articulation, amazing accessories, good aesthetic. I love it. Very good. I love it as much as Todo. He is an amazing figure all around, and I could not be any happier because there's actually a better figure than him, in my own opinion. So let's look at that and see what the first or number 1 figure of the year is, in my opinion. And coming in at number 1, we have the man himself, Tanjiro Kamado, or Kamado Tanjiro. This man is such a beautiful figure. He is a perfect 10 out of 10. He has amazing articulation. He has amazing accessories. He has an amazing aesthetic. Man, is he a 10 out of 10 in my book. So this guy just takes the cake in terms of my figure of the year. Wow, surprisingly, it's not a Dragon Ball figure. Would you look at that? It is a Demon Slayer figure, and I honestly tried to omit as many Dragon Ball figures as I could from this top 10 because I wanted this to be a lot more fair. There was a lot, 3 that snuck in, and 3 honorable mentions, so you can still call me biased, but this guy is definitely my number 1 figure of the year. I put it in the title when I released this video, and I'm putting it here right now. Number 1 figure of the year 2024. Very affordable. Right now, currently available at your local retailers if you want to get them. So yeah, that is the top 10 figures of the year. My list of the top 10 figures of the year with some honorable mentions here and there. Let me know what you guys think about this video. But just remember, this is my opinion. And another thing, I don't own every single figure. So if you're wondering like, oh, why is this figure not here? Because I don't have it, or I didn't really like it as much. So there's that. Just remember, It's my opinion. Let me know what your top 10 list of this year is. I would honestly love to know. So please put it down in the comments. But besides that, that is all the time I have for you guys today, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.